Hello everyone and welcome to Rebel Brick. Today I'm going to at least start here. We'll edit this out. I'm starting to learn how to edit, so if for nothing else, as I build this, I'm going to try and condense it so that way you don't have to watch the longer videos, kind of like I did with my aircraft carrier. I bought one of the older police sets and I wanted to make a bigger building, so I had kind of done that, but I really don't have the room for it the way it is. And originally I had two helicopters sitting on top of here. I don't know how well you can see my hand up here. I had the small one, and I had a bigger helicopter that I had gotten later because I liked the helicopter set. And then we had the prison. I never really adjusted the prison. It still has the mechanism so that way it can kick the door out, if I can speak correctly. But I wanted to redo all this so that way it fits a little bit better. I really didn't have a good spot for the prison itself, and it only has the two cells. So I figured if I could possibly rework this, I really wanted to keep the garage here because I got a couple police vehicles, so I really wanted to keep the garage. I think it's kind of fun and neat. And I have plenty of the windows here. I just want to build it up a little higher. I don't think I'm going to worry about having both helicopters on top, but I do want to get my prison in there. This being an older set, I don't know how many people have actually seen this set, or maybe it's just an older one. I don't remember the numbers. Like I said, it had Technic pieces here so things could actually connect. And I have the Joker sitting in here, so we have the Joker down here. In one of the sets I had gotten him, I thought it's fitting. We put him in there. I got Batman floating around my city, and then we have the kind of thief or whatever that's sitting up there. So, but you know, it's just a simple two cells and that here, and then for what I have for my big spacious area, as you can see, a lot of it's open. It's a lot of open area. Just a couple computer terminals in here, but a lot of open space. So I think what I'm going to do is, I have these plates here. I think I'm going to condense it down to those plates and just kind of go up higher. Still have at least a spot for one helicopter, and I would like to have the garage. So really the garage, I think what I did, I just kind of moved the garage over. I built this up. These are pieces just like this that I had gotten off Amazon years ago, and I just kind of pasted those in so that way it filled up the area. I got some white 1x4 bricks so we can try and recreate all this, try and come up with a new way of doing it. I do have this up on stands because the table that I have, I needed it up a little bit. These are old pieces from Tyco when Tyco was doing their Legos. So as you can see where the plates are underneath a little bit. So I had two of these plates that I could stack on, and I have a couple more here. I think I'm just going to get down to the one plate or so. I might have the one plate for the building and the other one just off onto the side that I can move around or figure what I'm going to do, and I'm losing my pieces here, which is fine. So we're going to tear it apart. I think my youngest daughter gave me an idea. Why don't I just get some boards and put that over? Those some cheap plastic shelves. So I think if I put a board underneath here, that'll take up the gap and it'll make it about level with the rest of my city. As of which I still have to finish cleaning all that up. I think I've mentioned it before, I'll work on my city for a little bit and then I kind of get caught up in something else, and then by the time I get back to it I have a different idea and I keep changing things around. So the nice thing about Legos is, as models or whatever else, I can rearrange things and have them. My original ideas were I wanted to have a set city and all that, but because I'm doing our comics, and if I redo this and I have it a smaller building or whatever, this is my everything area. so I can try and redress all this up. This is my studio for anything that's not in our factory. So we'll figure this all out. Maybe we'll get some more zombie comics going, or something else silly. Who knows? Maybe we can get Kelvin to try and drive his forklift in through the police door or something. I don't know. But we're gonna try and tear this down, rebuild it back up, and then like I said, I'm gonna try and make sure that this is all done as a time lapse, so that way you guys don't have to watch me slowly rebuild like I've done before. You know, I get it, those videos were a little long. I do appreciate anybody that actually sat there and watched through it. You know, I try to talk to you guys and everything else. Whether any of this stuff makes any sense or not to everyone else, I don't know. I do this all out of fun and enjoyment. You know, like anybody, you know, if you do anything for too long, sometimes you kind of get a little worn out. Because I'm always trying to work on one thing or another, and trying to, you know, my mind does go from one session to another session as to what I want to do and how I want to change things, and you know, we just go from there. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start tearing this apart. And at this point, we'll probably start not having me talk as much, because we're going to start doing a time lapse. So we'll take our helipad, move that down, and of course we don't want our police officer to fall and get hurt. And I'll start tearing this down, and then we will build it all back up, and we'll see how far we go. Okay. let myself know. Now we have we have the Joker, we have the original bad guy. We can still put them in here. So I get the bad guy in here. As you noticed, as we're doing this, I can still have the play function here. I still wanted to be able to open this up. Oops. That's why I built it this way. It's kind of chunky and all that. I wanted to be able to get down here in case we wanted to have, say, the Joker is being led by Officer here. If I can get him in there. Alright. Yeah! And I'm dropping them. That's never good. Okay. And then I can still, I have one peg here to hold it all in. I might change that out later, maybe make it a 2, but I have this so that way I can, this is just essentially a shell, but it looks like it's a bigger prison now. Looks a little bit more substantial than what we had. I was originally thinking about taking this out, but I think to keep that as a play function, I think we leave that in. That'll work fine. It does offset this to the prison a little bit. So I move my bricks. So my police station being where it is, and then this can go on the back side. What I don't have is I don't have my garage, so I will have to work on the garage yet at some point. But I think this gives me a little bit, I don't have very many tall buildings, so this gives me one extra floor. I can still put a helicopter on top, and we still have this. Kind of a thought I was going, especially for our comic, is my adventure force, which might be like a G.I. Joe. That's why I did the little Cobra video, which just having some fun trying to do it, because I haven't done any stop motion in a long time. The last time I tried to do it, I just did a really bad job at it. But so I was doing that one. I was trying to learn how to edit, so as I'm learning things and I'm getting a little bit better, we're doing this, and I'm hoping the time lapse kind of works on this to try and get that to work a little bit better on things here. So we go up. I didn't want the bars on the bottom. That just didn't seem quite right to me. The bars on the top doesn't bother me as much, and I can open that up. As you were able to see, I can take this off, and then I have bars on both sides. That way, our officers can look in on the inmates, but gives them a little bit of privacy when they go to the bathroom. Because unfortunately, this guy, when he goes, that's not going to look good. But it's all for play and playability and all that stuff. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I think about that. I just don't know why. A silly thing about me, I guess. But otherwise, yeah, this looks pretty good. I think this is how I'm going to leave it. I will have to find a different spot for my big helicopter, and we will go from there. But thank you for watching Rebel Brick. Have a good day, and keep bricking.